Pay attention. He's telling you to pay attention. Understand the note. He said, I swear, keep the file in CSV format. So you should choose the CSV format from here. Here you have extensions. Excel workbooks such as Excel 2003, for example. I don't know what Excel templates is, and other related items and other similar items and additional related items and additional similar items and so on. No, let me tell you from my experience, the experience I've had with Zipgrade, no, just save it as a regular Excel workbook. Got it? Save it like that first, just a plain Excel workbook. Don't save it as CSV or anything. All right? And then you can compress it. All right, save it like that first, just a regular Excel workbook. Don't save it as CSV or anything. All right, and then compress it. But the time for this high book is a condition on you here. A condition on you that you must raise it to CSV. When I try to save it as a CSV through Excel, it gives me a problem, and I don't know what the issue is. I've tried it more than once or twice. So, is there a step after that? Yes, the next step is really simple. After you've saved it like that and put it on your desktop, you go to Google. You go to Google and save it in CSV format. I'm going to go to Google. So how do I save it on the site? There's a site called File Converter, or you can call it File Converter, or that's its name. I'll send you the site. Here it is. Keep this site handy, guys. It's really good. Honestly, I really like this site, and I use it a lot. It can convert any file in any format, any way you want. Here, I sent you the site. That's the converter. They gave it to you, right? So this is really nice. So what about this, Dr. Sami? For example, I have a regular file here. It's an Excel file that I just created right now in the name of the basics of animation. It's the one that's currently on the desktop. Here, look, the basics of animation. Here it is. I'm telling you, please. Its format is Excel. Its format right now is Excel. No, I want it in CSV format. So I come, click here. So what now? What do? It shows all the formats you want. Click on the word document, and I tell him I want it in CSV. All the formats are available. I want it in CSV, just like the Zipgrade once. Okay, this is the hardest part, guys. In the Zipgrade, the whole thing is easy now. Then I tell him to convert it. Thank you. That's it. It's going to convert it to CSV. CSV. Excellent, excellent. Oh, just convert it. Download it then. Download it. That's it. That's it. The defendant is ready to be represented. If 100 students are involved, 100 students are represented all at once. All right, come on, Dr. Sami, help us out here. Sure. Is the last step clear? Guys, the last step is clear. Look, I managed to do one. The lecture is recorded, so don't worry at all. Look, I managed to do one. Excellent. Great. Write it down, Mahmoud. She says clearly, excellent. Morning dirt of dirt's father. Excellent. With a pool. Okay. Go ahead. Then, if I want to upload 10 students at once, I'm clicking on second option now. Here, if I'm clicking on each student, here, if I'm adding 1,000 students, 100 students, no problem. Here it is. I'm clicking on this like that. So I'm saying, please. So pay attention before I upload these students. That's why I put the header that was there. I'm telling you, whenever you want to upload, you must have. So to do it right and not mess up, I went and copied this header and put it in. So I choose the file, and he chose the file, which is the basics of animation. And of course, I just downloaded it from the internet right now. It's called Basics of Animation, okay? And I put a check mark here and click on it. Let's activate it. Let's activate the 10 students. Come on, the important ones. 10 students. The important ones are Turkey and Walid, and the names. The important ones are Turkey and the names. Excellent. Okay, so is it uploaded? There's just one more small step. Did you notice that the total count is correct? The total count is correct. Just like I'm listing the first name, the last name, and the subject name, everything is coming out right. But Dr. Sami, there's just one small step left. What's that step? He's saying, I want to make sure that you really have put everything in. Did you put it or not? I mean, is it under first name? Oh, you put it under first name, come here. And last name, you really put it under last name, come here. Okay? And the ID, I actually put it in the ID. So I didn't change anything. All right? And the external reference, okay? Oh, it's the same for the external reference too. I didn't change anything. I put them all for each other, okay? Then, oh, be careful with me in this choice. Here it tells you if you have two options, it says if you want to add a class. Didn't we add two classes? Basics. So it tells you if you want. Here I put them in a way that I can choose the second option, and it will show you the basics of animation and the basics of graphics. So if I want to add the subject here and I don't want to write it, I can add it from here easily, no problem. How great is that? I mean, I might not even have to write it in Excel, and it will show up right away. All right? Everything is set up perfectly. So I might not even have to write it in Excel, and it will show up right away. All right? Everything is set up perfectly. This one is under it, and that one is under it, and everything is set up perfectly, right? Oh, say next. Let's go. And then I tell you, that's enough. Let's see them together. Let's see them together as students. Here we go. Let's scroll down. Where's the last one? It was Ahmed Sami. He entered all the subjects. Basics of animation, basics of animation, basics of graphics, basics of animation. This was added and each student got a code. All the students are in. If you go back to the Zipgrade, the value of the classes. The animation class wasn't there. It was only for Ahmed Sami. Where did the 11 come from? We shouldn't forget to add it on time. I've added the subjects I'm going to teach from the start of the term, and I've added the students. It makes things easier. I assigned a code for each student. Great job, Dr. Sami. Check the Zipgrid and class values. Remember to add it on time. I've added subjects and students from the start of the term. This helps me a lot, making things easier electronically or on paper. Is that clear? Classes and students are clear. To download the list into Excel, click here. To download the list, export here. The animation class wasn't there. It was only for one person, which is Ahmed Sami. So, where did the 11 come from? Oh, we shouldn't forget to add it on time. How great is that? So I've already added the subjects I'm going to teach from the start of the term, and I've added the students. This really helps me a lot. It makes things much easier for me whether I want to do it electronically or on paper. It really makes things a lot easier. Is that clear, everyone? Clear. Classes are clear. Student is clear. Of course, if you want to put the entire value in an Excel file, click on this. I mean, if you want to put the value of all the students you have, all of whom you are teaching, they are all excellent. May God bless you. May God bless you. If you want to put the entire value in an Excel file, here it is. Export. This way, we are doing an onboard. Now we can do an export. If you want to delete a student, select and delete. You can delete them. Great. Next, let's move on to the tags. I told you I would leave you with a project for everything. What's the deal with the tags, Dr. Sami? The tags are sometimes the reason for the grade. Sometimes you have a midterm exam, a second midterm exam, a first practical exam, a second practical exam, training, a project, and more. You should distinguish between them. So I categorize the tags. You have a theoretical first-year exam, a practical first-year exam, a midterm exam, a final practical exam, a final theoretical exam, and training. The tags related to these are added from here. For example, if you want to add tags, you can do that and name them as you wish. Like if you have a test, you can name it accordingly. Sometimes you do a first semester exam, you do a second semester exam, you do a first practical exam, a second practical exam, you do an internship, you do a project, you do a group of things. Are you supposed to excel? You have distinguishing marks. I categorize the tags for you. You have theoretical and practical exams for first year, midterm, and final. Tags are added here. You can add and name tags as you wish. Name tests accordingly. Add tags for the first theoretical exam. Leave it as is. Avoid a big list. Here's the first theoretical exam. You have first and second theoretical and practical exams totaling 4 finals. You'll have 5 tags. Delete unwanted tags easily. That's the tagging system. The first theoretical exam of the year, people usually call it that. Just leave it as is. You won't create a big list like that. Here's the first theoretical exam of the year, all right? So you can have a first theoretical exam, a second theoretical exam, a first practical exam, a second practical exam. So you have 4 final exams, and that's it. You'll have 5 tags like that. If there's something you don't like from this, like a training tag, and you want to delete it, you can delete it easily. That's the tagging system, everyone.